Today, it's the National Football League. It's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Second and long. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Now back to throw. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth.
Defensively, you really can't script the start much better. You get a 3 and out and a sack.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that. They kept them short of a first down on first and second down. And then on third down, they pick up a sack. What tremendous momentum for them to start this game.
And this one's going to be touchdown right at about the 35-yard line. The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. First and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Weaver. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On first down, Tagovailoa. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Buccaneers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession.
1-7 their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now this organization, more than likely if you look at it, CD, probably.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, third and long now. Back to throw. And he's going to go down again. And that'll bring up fourth down on the big sack with a loss of
continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will be down just on the other side of midfield. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive.
Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
Tua's throw taken in by Miller.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up first and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far in this drive, this offense.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone. So
they go play action here on first down. Looking deep downfield.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting.
And the Bucs are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's got this down to the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 74 yards.
He's been a huge part of their winning streak because he establishes not just an identity and a tone, but the team relies on it.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Open man is Duvernay. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepare the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
And this will be down just inside the 30-yard line. So here are the Bucs to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. And opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 35 on 2nd down. Tua, he finds his man, complete. That's Weaver. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. It's Blake. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs...
Touchdown! Completed the run. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. If second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Back to throw here. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll look to throw here. Short little throw to Ebron. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff to Henry. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And I was just reminded on that carry, he went over 16,000 career yards, so he is now about 700 away from Walter Payton for 2nd place all time.
Man, that's rare air. I'm just telling you, the oxygen there, I would need a tank. You would need one. He's up there doing it all on his own, walking with the greats. Phenomenal, phenomenal accomplishment.
Man, he still looks good doing it. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And to give this time to the tailback. Oh, good move. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st down, Ellis. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. Now a give, right side. It's Ellis.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And down to the 36-yard line here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On 2nd down, it's Ellis, and he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Tua. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He finds his man, complete. That's Ellis. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 3rd and 1. Now a give, right side. Ellis. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
The kick by Bass is good. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half. And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Bennett. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. He'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And complete on the right side to Bennett. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They'll look to throw again. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Buccaneers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Blake. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Browns who are out on top. Baker Mayfield with a couple of touchdown passes. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Buffalo Bills. The Vikings are most likely looking at a playoff-free season, but they do pick up win number 3 on the year. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And you can...
An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Takes it at the 7. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball. Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. They'll run on first down. It's Ellis, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. This is complete to Hawkins. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll try the left side. Ellis. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive or no? And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And the Bucs are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return. I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. There to stop him, Terrell Edmonds. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Going to the air. Tagovailoa for Marshall. That's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the gun, it's Tua. He finds his man, complete. That's Weaver. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Hands it off out of the gun.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
103 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. On second and goal, Tua. Throw left side complete. That's Weaver. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A great effort there. With his second TD of the game, his sixth on the year. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. An extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa Bay defense coming back out now. And the interception the last time, their third takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ball game.
You said flocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost as it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of a play, they want to see all 11 defensive guys in that picture.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
They're going to look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Back to throw again. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll buy some time. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, and you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Blake. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. A big play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
Now he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Now a throw here to his running back. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll set up a throw.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. So out come the Bucs now. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York? A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big connection on that one. 36 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence, because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13. Tua going to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Weaver. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 13-yard line.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just hit. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19. He'll drop to throw. Johnson's got it complete. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, and after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The Steelers send out their punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run-blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
They'll keep it on the ground. Yancey. And this is going to be a Bucs first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra